Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you have all had a wonderful day. Today's video is a book haul, and I'm laughing because I've just filmed a book unhaul, and I know there weren't as many books in that unhaul as there are in this haul. So yeah, we're just gonna get into it. So some of these, all of them I have bought over the last few months. Some of them have been gifted to me. Some are brand new, some are from charity shops. If I can tell you where they're from, I will. If I can't, then I won't. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first books I have are the Heartstopper series by Alice Oseman. So these are a boy and boy romance, and they've been on my radar for a while, and they were something that I thought, oh yeah, if I see one in a charity shop, I'll pick it up. I wasn't kind of super, I need to have these in my life, until I watched the Netflix series, and then I became obsessed. It's such a cute series, it's untrue. Like, I laughed, I cried, I was on the edge of my seat. And they're only, I think there's 6 or 8 episodes, and they're like 25 minutes each. They're not long, but I just wanted every moment of it. It was gorgeous. I loved it. So I ordered the books before I'd even finished the series. I'm obsessed. Utterly obsessed. Yeah, they're just great. So it just says Charlie and Nick are at the same school, but they've never met until one day when they're made to sit together. They quickly become friends, and soon Charlie is falling hard for Nick, even though he doesn't think he has a chance. But love works in surprising ways, and Nick is more interested in Charlie than either of them realised. So yes, obsessed. I can't wait to start them. I think I didn't pick them up because they're a graphic novel. And not that there's anything wrong at all with a graphic novel, it's just I've never read one before. So I think that's why I wasn't like more interested in picking them up. But now I've looked at it, the pages are pretty easy going. So yeah, I picked them up. I will say though, if you haven't watched the series, you need to. It's incredible. But also, if you're planning on buying the books, please look into what you're paying. So these are meant to be $10.99 each. That's what it says on the back. And I know that Tesco's are doing book 1 and book 2. Or no, Tesco's is doing book 1 for £6, and Asda are doing book 1 and book 2. I think Asda book 1 has the Netflix cover, whereas obviously this is the original book cover. But yeah, they're £6 each in Asda. But when I went to look on to buy the full set, there were people selling them for ridiculous prices on eBay. So I got my set for £27, I believe. It was either 25 or 27 for all 4. But there were people selling like book 1 for £20, which is just ridiculous. But I think because the Netflix series has come out and it's created this big boom around Heartstopper, everyone's trying to make a little bit of money out of it. So yeah, just be aware when you're purchasing them how much you're paying, because I don't want anyone to get ripped off. But yeah, I am buzzing to start these. I think I probably will start them maybe next month because I have a lot on my July TBR. But yes, I'm very excited. Next up, I have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. So this one I had kind of seen floating about for a while. I bought it in Tesco's. It was in there like 2 for £8, like book selections. Ooh. And I wasn't going to pick it up. One, because I hate the cover. Like, I really don't like the way the cover looks. It's just not for me. I don't like it. But then I watched Noelle Gallagher's video, and she said this one possibly tops her top spot, which was A Hating Game, and I loved that book. So when she said this one possibly knocks that one off the top spot, I was like, oh my god, okay, I need it. And then my lovely friend Nikki also has it as part of her July TBR this month. And when I spoke to her the other day, she was halfway through it, and she is not a fan of a contemporary. So if this one has managed to sway Nikki, I'm invested. So it's Arrivals. Love to hate, hate to love, I assume. and I'm all about that, love it. It just says, Nora is a cutthroat literary agent at the top of her game. Her whole life is books. Charlie is an editor with a gift for creating bestsellers, and he's Nora's work nemesis. Nora has been through enough breakups to know she's the one men date before finding their happily ever after. To prevent another dating dud, Nora's sister persuades her to swap her city desk for a month's holiday in Sunshine Falls. It's a small town straight out of a romance novel, but instead of meeting sexy lumberjacks, handsome doctors, or cute bartenders, she keeps bumping into Charlie. I'm excited. Like, I can feel myself getting giddy at the thought of it. So yeah, there's that one. I'm such a loser. I love a book. What can I say? This one I picked up in a charity shop recently. It was 50p. It says The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I believe this is a sci-fi. Yeah, it's a sci-fi, which I'm usually not about, but the back of this kind of drew me in, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a go for 50p. It says, when Rosemary Harper joins the crew of the Wayfarer, she isn't expecting much. The Wayfarer, a patched-up ship that's seen better days, offers her everything she could possibly want. A small, quiet spot to call home for a while, adventure in far-off corners of the galaxy, and distance from her troubled past. But Rosemary gets more than she bargained for with the Wayfarer. The crew is a mismatch of species and personalities, from Sissix, the friendly reptilian pilot, to Kizzy and Jenks, the constantly sparring engineers who keep the ship running. Life aboard is chaotic, but more or less peaceful, exactly what Rosemary wants. There's obviously more written on the back, but yeah, I thought it sounded good, and I thought for 50p, I'm going to give it a go. So there's that one. These two I picked up in the works, and when I went in the other day, they actually had loads more of Colleen Hoover's books, and I moved away. I was like, oh, I really want to buy them. But I went in with my dad, and he was like, oh, I really don't need any more books. And I was like, no, me neither. And then I had one in my hand. He was like, no, we can do it. Put it down. And I was like, oh. So I put it back, and I was sad about it. I felt really brave for putting the book down and walking away. And now I'm just sat here like, damn it, I wish I'd picked up the books. Because they had some other ones by Alice Oseman to do with the Heartstopper series, and they had a load of Colleen Hoover's books. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I felt sad about it. Might look on their website later. But yeah, so I picked up November 9, which is Fallon meets Ben, an aspiring novelist, the day of her scheduled cross-country move. Their untimely attraction leads them to spend Fallon's last day in LA together, and her eventful life becomes the creative inspiration Ben has always sought for his novel. Over time, and amidst the various relationships and tribulations of their own separate lives, they continue to meet on the same date every year until one day Fallon becomes unsure if Ben has been telling the truth or fabricating a perfect reality for the sake of the ultimate plot twist. Can Ben's relationship with Fallon and simultaneously his novel be considered a love story if it ends in heartbreak? Yeah, I've heard that Colleen Hoover's books tend to be a bit sad, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Next up is Without Merit. It says the Voss family is anything but normal. They live in a repurposed church. Newly baptized Dollar Voss, the once cancer-stricken... What? They live in a repurposed church. They've named the church Dollar Voss. The once cancer-stricken mother lives in the basement. The father is married to the mother's former nurse. The little half-brother isn't allowed to do or eat anything fun, and the eldest siblings are irritatingly perfect. And then there's Merit. Merit Voss collects trophies she hasn't earned and secrets her family forces her to keep. While browsing the local antique shops for her next trophy, she finds Sagan. His wit and unapologetic idealism disarm and spark renewed life into her until she discovers that he's completely unavailable. Merit retreats deeper into herself, watching her family from the sidelines, when she learns a secret that no trophy in the world can fix. So yeah, I thought that sounded pretty good. I need to get on and read some of my newer contemporaries. I have been kind of working through my older ones on my shelves. And some of these sound so good now I'm rereading them that I think I need to just get on with it and pick up some of the new ones. Right, next up, I have some books that were gifted to me. And when she brought them in, I thought, oh no, I've made a mistake. These are massive. So my lovely friend Sophie was getting rid of a couple of series. I have another one to show you. But she was getting rid of the Eragon, the Inheritance Cycle books. And I had half listened to the audiobook for this one about a year and a half ago, and I enjoyed it, but I think I put it down or it got sent back to Libby and I hadn't finished, and I just never retook it out again. So when she said she was getting rid of these, I was like, yes, I will take them off your hands. And then I was like, oh damn, they're huge. But yeah, so this is the Inheritance Cycle series by Christopher Paolini. It's about dragons, so who isn't going to love it? But it says, one boy, one dragon, a world of adventure. When Aragon finds a polished blue stone in the forest, he thinks it is the lucky discovery of a poor farm boy. Perhaps it will buy his family meat for the winter. But when the stone brings a dragon hatchling, Aragon soon realizes he has stumbled upon a legacy nearly as old as the Empire itself. Overnight, his simple life is shattered, and he is thrust into a perilous new world of destiny, magic, and power. Can Aragon take up the mantle of the legendary dragon riders? The fate of the Empire may rest in his hands. Ooh. So yeah, they are some chunky books, and I will get to them at some point. I have found the audiobooks on Libby, so I might try and kind of, oh god, they're heavy. I might try and kind of co-read them, so listen to the audiobook and read the book at the same time. But yeah, we shall see. Next up, the other series she gifted me is called the Wings of Fate series by Sky Horn, or a Kingdoms of Fairy novel. But yeah, she said that she enjoyed part of this series and then it got too lovey-dovey, and I was like, that's the best bit. What are you talking about? We all love a fantasy romance. And she was like, yeah, I like a bit of romance, but this just had too much. And I was like, okay, give it to me. Hand it over. I will take it off your hands. So yeah, I did. When she said it was a fantasy romance and it was too lovey-dovey for her, I was instantly like, give it to me. I need it. It says, death chose her for her blood, fate chose her for her heart. In a world without magic, Thea is ordinary, but discovering she's the lost princess from a kingdom in fairy changes everything. She's expected to be queen of a land she didn't know existed. That is, if she can stop her villainous father, who sits on the throne, from releasing the goddess of death. But the one thing she's not supposed to do is fall in love with a sexy fairy guardian who the law says she's not allowed to be with. As darkness spreads across the kingdoms of fairy, Thea must master the magic that runs through her veins. With guardian training, she might succeed in stopping her father, but saving her kingdom may cost her her heart. I'm already invested. They sound incredible. They're really heavy considering they're not that big, but they are super heavy. But yes, I am all about fantasy romance. I'm here for it. Next up, I read this one a little while back, maybe last month. It's called The Watchers by A.M. Shine. It kind of gave me A Quiet Place vibes, and I really enjoyed it. And I know what happens, so I don't know if it's going to be that great on a reread, but I really want to reread it at some point. It says, the forest isn't charted on any map. Dark on the brightest day, knotted branches hide its ancient secrets from the sun. There is no place to linger, especially after dark. Mina is taking the country roads to Conmara, an ever-narrowing maze across frost-pocketed moor and bog. As the light fades on a leafless December day, her car stutters and the engine dies. Outside, from an unexpected tree line, a scream, no worse, an otherworldly shriek. Mina knows better than to get out of the car, but of course she will. I thought it was great, and yeah, I thought it was really good. It's a bit weird, but I thought it was really good. I wouldn't mind a sequel, but I don't know if that's something that author is planning on doing, but I wouldn't mind a sequel. Next up, I bought Baby Love by Jacqueline Wilson. This is her newest kind of adult book. And yeah, I wasn't going to buy it. And then, who did I see review it? I have a feeling Lena Norms reviewed it. There's somebody else. I've got her face in my head, but I can't Oh, I can't think who it was. No, I can't think who it is. But she reviewed it. She did a reading vlog, and I thought, oh, I like the sound of that. So I went and immediately picked it up from Asda. It was £7. Yeah, £7. It says, when Laura meets a French exchange student, Leon, she's flattered by his interest in her. She's never had any sort of boyfriend before. One night, Leon walks Laura home and her life won't ever be the same again. Things start to change, first her moods and then her body. Laura isn't prepared for what she learns next and doesn't even know how it could have happened. When her family discover her secret, they are horrified. Sent away to save them from shame, Laura meets girls like her whose families have given up on them and they become a family for each other. Will Laura be allowed to stay in? Will Laura be allowed to say in how her life is going to turn out? So yeah, I think it's going to be sad, but I love Jacqueline Wilson as a kid, so yeah, I'm going to read that one. Next up, these two I found in a charity shop. So the first one I have is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And it says, they killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, and now we rise. Yeah, I think I've heard a lot of good things about it. I have a feeling Nikki has read it and said it was good, but it was £1, and I thought, you know what, I've seen it about for a while, I'm gonna pick it up. So yeah, there's that one. And then finally, this one I grabbed in a charity shop as well. I believe it was £1, but it could have been 50p. It doesn't have a sticker on it. But I have a feeling I got it from the same charity shop as I got that one, in which case it would have been £1. But yes, it is Different Seasons by Stephen King. So this is a collection of 4 novellas. And yeah, my brain went blank. Yeah, so it's a classic collection of 4 novellas. Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. I love the Shawshank Redemption film. It is one of my favourites just to put on in the background, even though it is horribly sad. Inapt Pupil, a golden schoolboy entices an old man with a past to join him in a dreadful union. I've not heard of that one. The Body, which is Stand By Me, the film, and I love that one with every fibre of my being. I would watch it on repeat. It says, the body sees 4 young boys venture into the woods and find life, death, and the end of innocence. It's a really good film. It is heartbreaking, so if you haven't seen it, be prepared for that, but I highly recommend watching it. And then The Breathing Method is the tale of a doctor who goes to his club and discovers a woman who is determined to give birth no matter what. Yeah, I've not heard of that one. My dad has this Different Seasons book, not this exact copy, but he has this book at home, and I kind of knew that I wanted to have a copy like my dad. But yeah, I really wanted a copy, and I think at some point I will give them a go. I don't know if I will read them all at once. I'll probably just read them one by one. But it's floppy and I love it. So yes, they are all the books from my recent splurge. 8 of them were gifted, so I'm not counting those. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I bought 12 and I decluttered 11 or 12. So technically, I only bought in what I've now decluttered. But obviously the others gifted. What are you going to do when someone's giving away free books? You're going to take them. So yeah, they are my books that I have hauled recently. As I said, there were some more on the works, that I'm trying really hard not to go anywhere near. I have also pre-ordered some books and purchased another one that I'm waiting on coming. But we're not going to talk about that because it's a lot. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. If you have read any of them, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Without spoilers, don't ruin these for me. But yeah, I hope you have had a lovely day. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, me again, jumping in to add on to the end of this book haul video. So I actually have some more books. Don't judge me, don't judge me. But yes, I filmed that book haul, I want to say 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, and hadn't posted it yet. And then I bought some more books, so I thought, well, I haven't posted the video yet, I'll add them on to the end, and yeah, we're just going to go from there. So excuse the background, I can't find my tripod, which normally holds my phone up to film so it can be against the bookshelves, but I can't find it, so at the moment you are propped up against a plant. But yeah, we're just going to get into it. Oops, is all I can say, oops. So yes, I picked up these 2 copies of Midsummer Murders by Caroline Graham. So I actually have all the books already, but I saw these 2 in a charity shop for 50p each, and they are slightly nicer than the copies that I already have. For example, oh no, all the other ones have fallen, bear with. Yeah, so one of the other copies that I have is this one, it's Death of a Hollow Man. And I just didn't like it. It didn't fit with the rest of the set because the rest of the set all has the sort of TV adaptation picture on it, and this on the spine, and this is what I wanted as part of a full set. But when I ordered that one online, that is how it came. So when I saw these in a charity shop for 50p each, I thought, why not? So I picked both of those up. So there is Death of a Hollow Man, and then The Killings at Badger's Drift. So yeah, there's those 2. Let's chuck those up there. The next one I picked up, I actually picked up to get free shipping from the works. And it's You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. So this is by the lady that wrote Book Lovers, which I have not read yet. But it just sounded really, really good. There were 2, I think, that I could have picked, and I went for this one. And it just says, 12 summers ago, Poppy and Alex meet. They hate each other and are pretty confident they'll never speak again. 11 summers ago, they're forced to share a ride home from college, and by the end of it, form a pact that every year one vacation together. 10 summers ago, Alex discovers his fear of flying. Poppy holds his hand the whole way. 7 summers ago, they get far too drunk and narrowly avoid getting matching tattoos. 2 summers ago, it all goes wrong. This summer, Poppy asks Alex to join her on one last trip. Could this trip make them realise they're not just friends after all? So yeah, there's that. And it's been reviewed by Paige Toon, who I love with every fibre of my being. So if she loved it, I'm sure I will. So yeah, there's that one. So the reason I picked that one up is because I wanted to get this set from the works. So this is, I don't even know what this collection of books is, but basically it's a heart, where is it? It's kind of along the lines of Heartstopper, which I picked up last month. So these books kind of come in amongst them. So there's Nick and Charlie, This Winter, Loveless, I Was Born for This, Radio Silence, and Solitaire. So I know that these 2 link up with Nick and Charlie from Heartstopper, and then I believe these ones, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think they're just other books that are along the same kind of lines. I'm not sure, but they were on offer, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna pick them up. So I did. They were £25 for all 6, which I thought was a really good deal. So I bought them. But yes, I needed another book to get the £30 free shipping, so I picked up You Me on Vacation. So that's it from my online order. And then I went into the works after I'd made my online order just to see if I could have found the set in there. I couldn't, so it was fine. But I did see this one. It's Sally Thorne, A Second First Impressions. So it's by the author of The Hating Game, and I loved that book. So I saw this and it was £3, and I thought, no, you don't need it, put it back.
you can, no, this is it. So I was gonna purchase the ones online, and then I thought, oh, I'm going into town tomorrow, so I'll have a look and see if I can pick them up in the works. And I couldn't, so that's why I purchased them online. But I didn't, I put this one back because I thought, oh, it's fine, I'll just add it onto my online order. And then when I went to get them online, they had the Alice Oseman set and the You Me on Vacation, but they didn't have this one by Sally Thorne. And everywhere else I looked, it was like £8.99 or £8.99, and I'd seen it for £3. I was like, I'm not buying that. So the next time I went into town, which was about a week later, I picked it up. So I don't normally go into town that often, actually, but I picked it up anyway. So it just says, Ruthie Madonna is 24, going on 94, and fully committed to her job at a luxury retirement village. Keeping herself busy caring for the eccentric residents mean that Ruthie can safely ignore her own life, what little there is of it. Terry Prescott is practically allergic to a hard day's work. When he rocks up at the retirement village as their newest employee, Ruthie is less than impressed. The last thing she needs is a distraction, as irritating and handsome as this selfish rich kid. Luckily for Ruthie, her favourite pair of mischievous residents need a new assistant to torture, so she hands over Teddy, ready for them to send him running. Except Teddy may be about to surprise her, not just by surviving the old women's antics, but by charming Ruthie so much she starts to remember that there's more to life than work. I thought it sounded great, and if I'm honest, I bought it purely because she wrote The Hating Game and I loved it. So I'm hoping this one will be as good, but we'll see. So there's that. The next one I picked up purely because Nikki told me to. So I did. It's The Society for Soulless Girls by Laura Stephen. I know that Nikki absolutely loves Laura Stephen's writing, and I believe she got this one, I can't remember when she said she got it, but she had this on her July TBR. And she messaged me not that many chapters in and was like, you need to buy it. So I did, and I don't feel bad. So it says, 4 dead students. 10 years ago, 4 teenagers lost their lives in the North Tower murders at the elite Carvel College of Art. That was a mouthful. Forcing the university to close its doors and the case to go cold. 2 haunted girls. Now Carvel is reopening, and fearless student Lottie is determined to find out what really happened. But when her roommate Alice stumbles upon a soul-splitting ritual hidden in the library, and the North Tower claims another victim, time starts running out. One chilling secret to destroy them all. Can Lottie and Alice uncover the truth before the centuries-old curse consumes them both? It sounds incredible, and I'm excited to get to it. So, yes, look at that picture on the back. I mean, if that doesn't give you spooky vibes, what does? But yes, I believe this is her first YA fantasy, I want to say. But yeah, I'm excited to get to it. So there's that one. And then finally, I picked this one up in a charity shop. It was £1. It's the Mammoth Book of Haunted House Stories, the biggest and best anthology of ghostly hauntings ever. So yeah, it's just a big book of little ghost stories. I don't think they're particularly long at all, but I love something like this. It just says, a breath of cold air and creaking floorboards, chilling tales of haunted houses. Expanded with great new stories, this is the biggest and best anthology of hauntings ever. Over 40 tales of visitation by the undead, from vengeful and violent spirits set on causing harm to innocent people tucked up in their homes, to rarer, more kindly ghosts returning from the grave to reach out across the other side. So yeah, I thought it sounded really good. It is a chonker. It's like a good 700 pages. But yeah, so I will get to this at some point. I don't know if it'll be a case of I'll just read one every now and again, or whether I'll try and do the whole thing. Who knows? But yes, it was £1. So I thought, why not? So I picked it up. But yes, so they are the extra books that I bought. Oops. I am excited for all of them, though. I don't feel bad about buying them. Yeah, there it is. There will be an update coming for my no-buy. So stay tuned for that. But yes, this will probably be the last book haul you see for a little while. but it is a big one. So I hope you love it and enjoy it. Let me know what you thought of any of the books I've mentioned, just no spoilers. And yes, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.